Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica. So here we are today doing a whole lot of everything. So we've got some cleaning, I've got a grocery haul for y'all, and I have got a bread recipe for you guys. So here we are. We're going to start off in my messy kitchen. This video is very out of sequence, so it's just been one of those weeks. But you know what? I'm not going to say it's been one of those weeks because if y'all have been here, you know that that's just every day for me. So, started tidying up the kitchen. I had made my bread, which I've actually already done it, but y'all are going to see it last. And I think I've already done my grocery haul too. So, but anyway, so my kitchen, obviously needed some tidying up, and I did the dishes. I don't normally start with the dishes, but if I've got to, load them, if I've got to unload them, I usually have one of my kids do it as a chore. So, but yeah. Anyway, it's usually the very last thing I do because I can't stand getting the kitchen clean and then realizing that I have a fork or a bowl or whatever. Even though it doesn't matter when I do my dishes, there will always be an extra one. I am very thankful that I have a dishwasher, so I am by no means complaining, and I'm very thankful for my big family. But with dishes, like you would think, well, why don't you just put the fork in the dishwasher or the cup, instead of putting them in the sink? Usually, my dishwasher is full. There are six of us in this house, and it doesn't take but one meal, and that thing is halfway. So that's why there's usually a sink full of dishes because, the dishwasher's usually always running. If I had my way, ideally, I love to run the dishwasher at night. There is something so comforting about hearing it at the end of the evening. And I think it's just growing up at, my grandparents, it was always the last thing I heard before I went to bed because my grandmothers, both of them, were, very excellent homemakers, and they had a very, strict routine that I have yet to master. And that was that meant the end of the evening. And always growing up at my grandparents, it was just always a good time. So it just meant the end of a very good evening. So I just, that's what I'd like to do. But, life gets in the way, and that's fine. And you just got to do things when you can. But a goal that I have set for myself that I've noticed carries over from my homemaking obviously at home to work is I am obviously not a clean as you go type person. I would really like to work on that because I do a lot of cooking at work and I am messy when I'm there. I'm a little bit more aware of it because it's not my stuff and because there's other people around me, but I still want it to be a cleaner area. And I don't mean dirty like it's nasty and unsanitary. Everything at work is fine, but that's something I want to work on because I don't like how messy I am. And sometimes it really is just so busy, you have to do what you can in the moment to get your stuff out and then, clean as you go or clean when you're finished. But anyway, that's just something I've noticed about myself. I think at home, I know I'm the one that's going to clean it up, which ironically, you would think then that I would be cleaner, but I'm not. I think my mind it works backwards sometimes. It's like, well, you're the one that's got to clean it up, so why does it matter? And I guess, or maybe I'm subconsciously punishing myself. Who knows? I'm not even worried about psychology there. But anyway, so that's what I'm just saying. Something I would really like to work on because I don't like it affecting other people. And even though everybody I work with is absolutely wonderful and completely understanding, because sometimes it's just so hectic there, you can't help it. So anyway, I'm onto this. I'm just cleaning up all my surfaces, cleaning up my mess for my bread. Those few things over there by my tart burner, I have yet to find a home for. They're just stuff that came out of my cleaning supply cabinet. So it's like a citronella candle and a little Grove container that I did not use. It was for the sponges, the little pump sponge, because y'all know I don't like sponges. All right, so here's my Sam's haul. It was $134.46. I'm gonna try and remember the prices. This was $12.88. This was not on my list and it was not on my meal plan, but it was a really good deal and it's something great and quick when I can't, I just don't feel like putting something together. It's not quick because it takes 2.5 hours, but that's okay. Jeremy's doing nachos this weekend on Saturday, so we got salsa. It was $7 for this. I'm rounding up, so I think it was like $6.88. This was $8 as well. This is for the cheese, for the nachos. Here's the beef base. This was $7. I use this in my soups. I use this when I cook with meat. I didn't put it in my chicken and dumplings. These were on sale for $6. It had the $2 off coupon or $2 instant savings. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was that Sam's does. Joe's cheese sticks. These were $12.88. The chicken wings were $28. They had $6 off, so which was a good deal. My kids love these when we do like fend for yourself. I think these were $12 as well. The Go-Gurts. Sausage, 2 pounds. It was $7.88. Red Baron was not on my list. Oh, the sausage. I'm making biscuits and gravy tonight for dinner because that's what Joe requested. I'll make my biscuits from scratch. My biscuits aren't that great, but I'm trying to do a little bit more homemade and cut back. So, classic Red Baron, they ended up coming up to like $3.75 a piece when I bought these. And there's 3 of them in the pack, so that's like what? Okay, popcorn. This is $10. You get 32 bags. The kids like this. So we are trying chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts because of the price. So I know these have bones in them. Joe had a slushie. I know these have bones in them, but I don't know. For that price, I thought we'd try it. So I'm going to make cracked chicken with this and then probably freeze the rest. This was not on my plan either, but I thought I don't go to Sam's very often. So I went ahead and got these. I might freeze them.
From that store. That's from last few days ago.
All right, Joe. Thank you. Hold on a second, babe. But I figure I would freeze these. Okay, and then here are the Ballpark Franks. Again, they were on sale for $5, so I thought we'd get this and have hot dogs sometime. I'm going to go to Kroger this afternoon and get the rest of the stuff to go for my meal plan, so I'll have another haul for y'all, but I got to go into work, so for y'all it won't be any time, but for me it'll be a whole day. But that is my Sam's Club haul. All right, guys, so here is the second part of my food haul, which is Kroger. And this is the next day because I ended up having to go into work. So we did this in 2 different hauls or 2 different orders. One was with the account that is linked to just my paycheck, and then the other one that is linked to my husband and I. They're both joint checking accounts. But anyway, so one thing I want to mention is my budget for Sam's and for Kroger was just supposed to be $150, but I went over. I didn't mean to, but I'm not too upset. I'm only upset because it kind of hit me unexpectedly, but it was because I wasn't paying attention. And I'll be honest, up until just recently, I've always been a thrifty shopper, but the amount that I would buy always was in the excess. So I'm learning to budget and to stay within a limit. So let's start with the stuff that I put. My first bill, and this is the stuff we considered we had to have, was $79.59 after my coupons and savings, which came to $19.97. I had a 10% discount off of Kroger, all Kroger brand items, and then I bought several savings, and then we got stuff, we did the digital coupons and whatnot. So I am going to give you specific prices. We'll start with the milk. It was a half gallon. It had a digital coupon for $1.29 plus an extra 10% off, and you could buy up to 5. So that's obviously why I bought 5. So let me see. This came to $1.16 per half gallon, and obviously the gallons were like $3.29. So it made more sense to get this. This is one of those items I did not mean to buy as many. I only meant to buy 1 gallon, but at that price, I kind of, I couldn't not use it because we go through quite a bit of milk. All right, so these yogurts right here, y'all. These are the Kroger Carb Master yogurts. I got 5 of them. See, they were 45 cents each. I got 10% off, plus I had a coupon for 40 cents off of those. So they came to 45 cents each. Then next we got, this was separate, so I'll go over this last. the chocolate almond milk and the unsweetened unsweetened milk, which Simple Truth is Kroger's brand. So they were, gosh, y'all, I'm having a hard time looking at my coupon. Let's see. Well, they were $2.50 each. And then I had a 60-cent coupon. So however much that ended up being. So I guess I'd make them about $2.20 each. Tortilla chips. We got the lime and the family size, but I got 2 of these and 2 of these because Jeremy is doing pulled deer meat nachos on Saturday. These chips were $2.33 for the big ones and $1.61 for the small ones. Again, I had 10% off, so that's why that was that way. I got these spicy dill pickle chips. They were $1.35, 18 cents off of that. The beef ramen, I didn't get a coupon. I didn't have a coupon for that. They were just, I think let's see, the ramen. The ramen was $3.79 for this box and $2 for this one. My kids like this for lunch. I know it's not the best thing in the world, but you know, that is what it is. Okay, I got these Ritz crackers. They were 2 for $5, so $2.50 each. Strawberries were $2.99. The tricolor grapes, I had a $1 off coupon, and then so they came to $3.49. Y'all, these cotton candy grapes, I don't even want to talk about them. I'm pretty angry about them, but that's my own fault. So it was $11.13 for the cotton candy grapes. Y'all, when it comes to fruits and vegetables, I don't have a limit. I don't have a budget, but I don't want to pay 12 bucks for grapes, even though these are flippin' amazing. But this was my fault because I made a rookie mistake of reading. It's like $4.99 a pound. So yeah, these were $11.13 for these grapes. Again, they are fantastic, but still. Okay, so we've got 2 things of bananas. And the bananas were $1.29 $1.29 and $1.61. They came to 49 cents a pound. And y'all, this is a grocery haul for just 1 week. We are a family of 6 if you're new here. Okay, blueberry waffles and regular waffles. These were $3 a piece plus 10% off. So they came to like $2.90, I think. Trying to find it on here on my receipt. And I can't find it, so we'll just, oh, here they are. No, I'm sorry, they were $3.41, so they were about $3.99 a piece. So, but that was still a good deal compared to the other ones. Hot dog buns were 80 cents. This came to like $3.50. They didn't have my honey peanut butter. These I had a digital coupon. They were $3.49 a piece. Oh, the hot dog buns. I was trying to tell you, we ended up doing hot dogs this week. We're going to do that because I got some on sale at Sam's. These peas and carrots were 90 cents after my discount, and I'm going to use these for shepherd's pie. And then this ketchup was supposed to be on sale for $1. Okay, so where I went wrong at the grocery store, I had a budgeted $40. This is obviously not $40, $40. So when we got up to the register, I ended up having to use my husband's, well, it's not my husband, it's me and my husband, our joint bank account. Well, they're both joint, but y'all get what I'm saying, our main bank account. So I went over quite a bit. And I'm going to show you where I made the mistakes. Even though they were still good deals and we needed all of them, and I'm not unhappy. I only meant to get 1 of these, but I figured, well, that's a good deal. The waffles, I'm trying to only shop for a week. We didn't necessarily need 2 of them. But again, I was like, well, it's a good deal, like discount, blah, blah, blah. The cotton candy grapes. Yeah, I could have saved that. Right here, I could have saved 15 bucks. That would have been 17 bucks had I added that on there. And what else did I get that I didn't mean to? Well, again, and then the milk. The milk, I really only wanted 1 gallon. I ended up getting an extra 1.5 gallons, and it was a fantastic deal. And again, I don't regret the purchase, but I could have saved another $3 there. So what, we're up to $20 now if I'm doing my math correctly. I only needed 1 of these. So there you go. That's $20. So that's $22.50. These were not on my budget. So it's another $24.25. So that right there would have gotten me down to a little less. Let's see, I spent $80. So you know, it still would have been over budget. But I'm okay, and I'm very blessed that it was just a simple matter of pulling out a different card because, you know, it could have been a lot worse. And again, I'm not unhappy with it, but I'm really trying to be aware of my purchases. So I'm going to show you my other bill. This is what we considered stuff that we didn't really need. There are 3 things that aren't on here because we already ate them. My husband got a Zoa, and then we got Joe a candy bar, and then me and Jeremy got candy bars. So this one was $29.48. We saved $6.02. These keto bars were $3.99. If you guys don't shop Kroger's sale stuff, you really should. Because a lot of times when they mark stuff down like this, it's not because it's going out of date, although they do that. Haha, I said do. But it's because like they just have too many. And a lot of sale stuff I get just because they're simply overstocked. These right here, $4.29. They were originally $8.49. Jeremy needed protein bars, and he didn't consider this a necessity, so that's why we separated the items. So this was originally $8. Let's see, Power Crunch bars, they were $1.29 a piece. We had coupons, so I think they were originally $1.50, $1.40. I didn't get a discount on these, only got a discount on Kroger items. Excuse me. So there's the mint and then the chocolate peanut butter. So that is our Kroger haul. So I hope I was okay with the prices. I will try to get a little bit better with this. Oh, and the cilantro lime. Jeremy got this. I told him to just throw it in with the regular stuff, but he said no, it was a unnecessary purchase. So it's going to go with the nachos that he's doing on Saturday night. So, all right. So y'all, that's my food haul. All right, y'all, this is my basic white bread recipe. You start with 2 1/4 cups warm water. It needs to be hot, but not above 120 degrees or it'll kill the yeast. This is 2 1/4 teaspoon active dry yeast. I use Fleshman's. It's also one individual package of yeast if you buy it in that way. I store my yeast in the refrigerator, and you know, it stays that way. You do need to, once you open it, store it in there. So you can use the thermometer, and I would recommend one if you're not good at measuring the temperature of water. I just have been making this bread so long, I know what the temperature is. But if it is not above 110, 115, the yeast won't really activate. That is supposed to be 1/4 cup of sugar. We use a little bit more just because we like ours sweeter, but it actually helps feed the yeast. And I'm going to show you guys a close-up here in a minute of what it looks like when you know that it's activated or active or whatever you call it. This is a tablespoon of vegetable oil, and then a tablespoon of salt. As y'all can tell, I don't measure, so I'm just giving you what the recipe calls for. And you just kind of blend it together. I was told, and I tried it once just to see, not to use a metal bowl for when you're mixing your bread, and especially when you're letting it rise, or it won't rise. I tried it once, and that's what happened. So here, it's not a really good shot, but see how there's a top layer that kind of moves where the yeast is, and then you see the water stay the same. A lot of those bubbles are oil, but it's very obvious when yeast starts to activate. Some people let it froth, and then you can really smell it and it gets foamy. I don't with this bread. I never have. I just didn't feel like it needed it to, but maybe it might make my bread a little bit more fluffy. I don't know. So anyway, then you pour it in your mixer. You can do this by hand. I don't. So I'm not going to show you guys how I knead my bread because I just really didn't want to. I'm sorry about that. I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie and be like, well, it was just this. It was simply a matter of I didn't want to. This is 6 1/2 cups of bread flour. You can use all-purpose flour if you want. I just prefer bread flour with mine. I buy it in the bulk at Sam's Club. It's really hard to find here in the Charleston area. I actually have to go about an hour away to get mine. I'm not really sure why. And oh my gosh, the price of flour has gone up. Just 3 years ago, it was like $7 and now it is $12. But I buy mine in 25-pound bags because when I do make it, I make a lot. I also make pepperoni rolls with this, and I make cinnamon rolls. So anyway, you just put it in here and you let it mix. If you're kneading it by hand, you knead it for about 7 to 10 minutes. If you use it in the mixer, I always turn it on 1 with the bread hook and then let it go for about 5 to 7 minutes. It can usually takes a lot less. In the meantime, in a glass bowl or even in one of those like Teflon bowls, like a big stew pot. I can't think of my words. Put about a tablespoon of oil in the bottom of it, and you're going to use that for your coating. So before, when I figured it out, when flour was about $7 a bag, it was about 50 cents for 2 loaves. So with the price of everything else, it's probably about 75 cents, maybe even more. But for 2 loaves of homemade bread, which I even have to brag on myself, I'm by no means a baker or a professional. This was just something I found. So y'all can take what I say with no pun intended, a grain of salt. Like I said, not a professional. This is just what I do. This is when you know your bread's done, by the way, or your loaf is done, as it stops sticking to the sides and just about everything's in there. Same with when you're kneading it on the table. When it starts not being sticky and you can kind of pull it apart. There's some kind of window test you can do, but I don't really remember what it is. But what I was saying was, again, everything on this channel is for quote unquote entertainment purposes only. I'm just sharing with you what I do. It is, not a step-by-step or a how-to. So anyway, so I'm just gonna pull this off and then coat it with the oil and then place a towel over it. And y'all are about to see the ugliest looking towel you've ever seen. It is not stained. It is completely clean. It has been washed with bleach. My towels have been well used and well loved, y'all. But yeah, just coat it right there and then you just cover it up. Usually you stick it in a warm, damp place, but I got my air conditioning on and I'm not about to stick this outside. So you're going to let it rise in 2 processes. This first one is 30 minutes, and then the second one, which is right here, after your dough has risen, I don't know what the word is, about double the size, you punch it down, which I'm going to show y'all here in a minute. And then I usually coat my bread now so it comes out easier. I really should have shortened this, but it'll at least give me time to talk. So yeah, I use a little bit of this and a little bit of flour. I ran out towards the other 2. And y'all, my pans, I've got about 30 bread pans that I use because, like I said, sometimes I make this in bulk for just different things, events in church and all sorts of other stuff. They're just well loved and well used. That'll be my new term. So yeah, I just do this. It makes the bread pop out real easily because sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I end up having, that's why those pans right there are all scratched up, is from where I've taken a fork and just kind of popped them out. But here, what y'all do, again, one of these makes 2 loaves, not 4. I had just prepared another one off of camera. So you just kind of fold it back together, punch it down like that, then pull it apart, and then you just roll it. So this doesn't look the prettiest, and I thought about really taking my time and making sure y'all could see how glamorous it looks when it's done. But I wanted to show you a real loaf bread, what I normally do when I don't take the time, when I'm in a hurry and I just want a good, loaf of bread. Because isn't that usually what we all do anyway? Like, you don't have the time to take it and make it look all fancy and magazine cover worthy. It's fun to do that sometimes, and I want to stop and make things look pretty, but honestly, when I'm cooking, I'm just going for taste and quality. So I feel like I accomplished that here. And also, too, y'all, I've gotten pretty good at rolling my bread, and I know how to get it to look the way I want, and it has taken me forever to get that way. But anyway, so this you let rise for 90 minutes. You can put it in the refrigerator, I think, for up to 24 hours, and this is what it should look like. And then you pop it in the oven at 375 for about 35 minutes, 37 minutes. Some people put a wash on the top of theirs, like an egg wash. I don't put anything. If I'm giving it as a gift, I will put a little bit of butter on top after I pulled it out of the oven. But this, a good way to tell if it's done is if it makes a knock sound, like a tappy tappy. I probably should have let y'all hear it, but y'all get the point, I think. So, and that's what it looks like. You pull it out after about, 15 minutes of cooling in the pan and just let it sit up there. And then voila, you cut it and it looks all beautiful, y'all. And I made 4 loaves. That'll last us about a week. All right, y'all. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video to see what's going on. So as usual, I forgot to film an outro, or I forgot to give myself room for an outro on the video because I was just yapping. Because that's usually what happens when I put something that I'm talking during the actual filming of the video instead of doing the voiceover. So we'll just do a little quick outro. But you all get to see me in all of my glory right now because I worked the kitchen all weekend. And if I work in the back in the kitchen with the cooking and stuff, I don't wear makeup. because it gets hot, and every time I open up the oven, it doesn't hurt, but the steam will blow up and it like glues my eyelashes to my forehead. So I've got an extra set all day, and it's just not worth it. And y'all smell like the fryers and everything else. So if I work the front counter where, you slice the meats and the cheeses, I'll put makeup on and stuff because I work with the, customers and all that. But, my fellow coworkers, they don't care what I look like. So they're just happy to get me. No, I'm just kidding. No, well, they are lovely people though. And I hope they enjoy working with me as much as I enjoy working with them. So anyway, that was my video. I hope you guys are okay with this schedule. I'm loving this schedule. It feels weird not having that third video, but I tell you what, it's given me a lot of extra time, which is good because I don't have a lot of it. I have been slacking a little bit on the house though, just because I haven't been rushing to get the video done. So I don't know how good for me this is or not, but I'm gonna have to find some room somewhere. But so I'm going to be having a West Virginia video up again here in a couple Saturdays. I'm super excited. We went to Mothman yesterday. It was okay. It was a really neat festival for the festival, but there were just a lot more people there than I expected. But I will have some footage of that. And then when I get, if you guys don't know, I'm going to Recovery Appalachia next Saturday, or this coming Saturday, Friday and Saturday. My husband got us tickets for our anniversary, which was a while back, but I am so excited. And it's in Lewisburg, which is a big historical town here in West Virginia. If you guys have ever heard of the Greenbrier Ghost, that took place up around there. A lot of historical stuff. So I should have a ton of footage of that because we're not planning to do the whole festival. We really want to see Lazaro. And of course, Tyler Childers, y'all. I even got a tattoo of him, of some song lyrics of his that are a little risque. I might show you guys that sometime. I haven't shown, that's the only one I haven't shown. But anyway, so I'm really, really excited. If you guys haven't listened to Tyler Childers, oh my gosh, he's amazing. He's his own genre, but he is like a modern day, I don't know, he's like Ralph Stanley meets Hank Williams Sr. Hank, I don't know. I love him. Absolutely love him. He is an old soul for sure. And I tell you what, his voice, he's got a new album out, and it seems like it's all about to be gospel. And I tell you what, it's that old school Southern Baptist church stuff that will give you goosebumps listening to it. Oh my gosh. Like his voice will convert you. And I'm not being sacrilegious or being disrespectful. So I hope you all know that I mean that sincerely. Like, I mean, he will sing an old hymn and it will give you goosebumps up and down. Excuse me. So if you can't tell, I'm a huge Tyler Childers fan. And if you guys don't know, I want to take this just real brief moment. It is about Recovery Appalachia. The proceeds go to help the opioid crisis here in the Appalachian area. If you guys aren't from here, usually I'm speaking about the tri-state areas, which is Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia. It is a really, really serious issue here. A lot of people, think, well, drugs are a problem everywhere. Drugs are a problem everywhere, but specifically opioids here, it's really, really terrible. It's sad what it's done to this. You can't live in this area, even just living here, and not have a relative, know someone, be familiar with someone, have had some kind of experience with the opioid crisis in some way, shape, or form. For y'all that don't know, which I say this with her blessing and permission, my sister is a recovered addict, and who is her story. I've got to get her on here to give her testimony. It will bring tears to your eyes. It is just, my sister brought back my faith in God, just seeing, it's gonna make me cry, seeing where she came from, where she was at and where God brought her back from. And it is amazing. So that is, recovery is extremely near and dear to my heart. So that's, I was so absolutely tickled to go to this. And it just even means more that, Tyler Childers this is his festival, and that he's doing this. He's got, he does a lot to help the recovery community and just the community in general. And I'm referring to the tri-state areas. He's from Kentucky. But he does a lot of stuff that's West Virginia too. He's got a song called Charleston Girl, as a matter of fact. Anyway, rambling about all that. But it's also, I think it's recovery month. They're celebrating recovery. So, it's a wonderful, wonderful time. So, anyway, so just say all that. recovery is a huge part of, our life, and it's a big part of the community that we live in and the areas that we're in. So that's why this festival is just such a big deal. So I am so, so, so very excited to be showing y'all pictures and videos and everything else of what all I get. So who knows? And if nothing else, I might just be so in the moment that y'all get videos of just Lewisburg and not the festival. But anyway, so be looking for that, and probably about 2 Saturdays. So I think that is about it, and I'm rambling. Been rambling for 6 minutes, y'all, and I need to get myself ready because I got to go to work again in the morning at 7 o'clock. So I hope wherever y'all are at, you are having a blessed one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.